Hey friends, so now it's a time to move forward to the next learning path, and in this particular learning path we are going to move forward with the language service labs. Now remember, in language service we basically focus on natural language processing. Well, obviously it's going to start with text analysis, and that's exactly what we are going to do in this particular lab. In this particular lab we are going to focus on Azure Language in Foundry tools, and for that we are going to focus on analyzing text. As you can see right now, I have just now logged in into my lab environment and I have created a new project in my Foundry portal. Remember, this is a new project, so we do not have any kind of a language models. We do not have any kind of agents created as of now. As you can see here, if I go to my build tab, my agents and models are not there. It's just a fresh new project which I've created. Now, what exactly we're going to do now is we are going to focus on Azure Language in Foundry tools. Now, in older days, we used to call this thing language service. But in modern days now, because of the new Foundry portal, we are calling this thing language tools with Foundry basically. So this is the new name of this thing. We are going to have a Foundry SDK client libraries associated with this. And using that, we'll be developing our application. So project is created in Foundry, and on the home page of this particular Foundry, I have my project endpoint, my OpenAI endpoint, and my API key. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to open my Visual Studio Code and we'll clone the repository so that we can analyze text using this particular new tools. So my Visual Studio Code is open. I will try to clone the repository. So first of all, let me do Control Shift P. I'll do git clone, and in the git clone, I'm going to choose the repository URL, which is this. Remember, this is a different URL altogether. It's asking me to sign in with my accounts. Let me just do the sign in with the student credentials, which I have used for logging into my portal. Okay, this is done. Now I'll try to clone the repository once again. So I'll use git clone. I'll provide the URL, which is this. Remember, this is a different URL altogether. This is mslearn AI language, which is the base repository URL which I'm using here. I'll clone the repository in a specific destination. And if this is done, I'm going to keep it open in my Visual Studio Code. Yes. Under the lab files, I will be having multiple samples available with this. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to deal with the first sample, which is analyze text. This is the one which we are going to use in this particular lab. Now, once this particular repository is cloned, let me just try to configure my project with the proper Python selector so that I can configure a virtual lab environment. Again, I will do Control Shift P, and then I'm going to use Python select interpreter. This command is going to deal with the Python extension and it's going to allow me to create a virtual lab environment with this. I'll choose it. It's saying there are no environments to select. Would you like to create one? Yes, I want to create a new environment. Okay, developer CLI is not installed. Fine. I'm going to do later and close. If this is not allowing me to choose this, I can do one thing. I can just take care of the environment creation again. So I can just do Control Shift P, Python column select. I think Python extension should be installed actually with this. And Azure Developer CLI select default environment. Okay, let me try one more time if it is working. Otherwise, I will create a virtual lab environment manually. Okay, no matching results. I think this is fine. I'll go with text analysis kind of a sample. You can see in this also we have requirements.txt. So I think I'll go the other way around. I will just right click on this, open an integrated terminal. And same like in other labs, we take care of the dependencies using the 3 commands and the virtual lab environment. So I'm going to execute those same 3 commands. The first command is executed is python-m venv lab env. So we have just tried to create a new virtual lab environment with the name lab env, which is getting created here. Now inside this, you can see we have something called scripts. And inside that, we are going to have activate.ps1. This is the one which we are going to execute now. So we are going to do /lab env. And then inside this, we have to go to scripts. And inside this, we are going to take activate.ps1, or directly if I put activate, that is also fine, not PSA, PS1. Since the lab environment is activated, as you can see. And then if that is done, we'll just do pip install requirements.txt. When you do this, whatever package dependencies are mentioned here is going to be installed in this particular one. Now, while this is going on, I will just go to my env file, which is looking for Foundry endpoint. Now, remember, this is going to be your project resource.services.ai.azure.com. So this endpoint is basically going to have your project resource associations with this. If I go to my project endpoint, like let me just show it to you here. I'll open the notepad file, and then I'll go to my Foundry project. I'll copy the project endpoint, and then I'm going to paste it here in the notepad file first. Now this is having something like my project name -resource.services.ai.azure.com. Now this is the only thing which is actually required for me. So I'm just going to copy this. I'll go back to my environment file. I'll paste it here. And this is going to be this project resource.services.ai.azure.com. This is going to be my Foundry endpoint. So I'm going to save this environment file. And for this particular sample, we just need this. We do not need anything else. Now, this is fine. Environment file is configured. Requirement.txt is also having dependencies taken care with this. If that is done, it's the time we have to move forward. So pip install is done and dependencies are taken care. Now let's move forward and add our code to connect to your Azure AI language resource. How do we do this thing? Well, that code is written inside textanalysis.py. This file is basically having the Python code. Let me add the code using the notepad file again. So this is not required. I'm going to get rid of this now. I'll add the first code snippet, which is basically just adding references. So we are importing namespace like default Azure credential from Azure identity and text analysis analytics client, which is coming from azure.ai.textanalytics. I'll do Control X, Control V. This code is added here. Then this is try to retrieve the Foundry endpoint from the environment file, which is fine. And then let's try to create a client using endpoint. So let me grab the code for this. It's a straightforward and simple line of code here. We are using that default Azure credential, and then we are passing the credentials while creating the associations with our AI client instance. I'll use this code, Control X, and I'll paste it here below this. Once this is done, this is going to take the next piece of code, which is going to take the reviews folder as reviews. Now, in this case, you can see we have one folder which is called reviews, and I have 5 different reviews which are available. Now, these 5 basic reviews are basically allowing me to use these reviews in my code sample. So you can see these are 5 different reviews. Some of the reviews are basically positive and some of them are negative for different hotels. Like this is for the Royal Hotel London, UK. Review 2 is for also the same hotel. Review 3 is for Lombard Hotel in San Francisco. Review 4 is also for that. And review 5 is for L Hotel, Buckingham, something like that. Now, basically, this is in a different language. So this is in a different language as well. This is in English. And then in each one of them, sometimes it's basically going to show you positive. Sometimes it's going to show negative. We'll see what kind of language analytics we're going to do with this. But yeah, this is basically taking the values of that reviews folder. And whichever files which are available in that, we are trying to read those files and we are trying to open those files. That's what which is happening here. Now I want to try different analytics associations with this. So I'm going to see this here that there is a section here which is basically having get language, get entities, get PII kind of a code is associated with this. Now we need to make sure that we provide proper implementation of the code here, and that's what we are going to do now. So let me just add this code, and then we're going to see that how it is working. So I'm going to add get language right now, which is basically going to detect the language. So I'm opening my notepad file. I'll add the get language kind of a section. You can see it's actually calling a predefined function here, which is detect language, and we're passing that document equals to whatever text array which we have associated with this, and then it's going to detect the language. Now, this is a simplest code. We are putting this thing in the get language, and as you can see, the variable text which we have declared in line number 29 is the same language variable which we are passing here. And this is going to give me what kind of a language is detected in that document. Obviously, 4 documents are in English, 5th one is in a different language, so we'll see which one is that. Then we have a next piece of code which is for extracting entities. Now in each of these documents, we have some entities like location name, like some hotel names are mentioned, some city names are mentioned. This get entities are basically going to help me to extract the entities from that. Now we do not know how many entities are there actually, so we are going to put this condition that if entity length is greater than 0, then you run a for loop for each entity in that entity section. You're going to print that thing, and that's what this code is doing. Again, I'm doing Control X and I'm putting it here, and then I'm going to hit tab to take care of indentation. And the last one is basically going to take the PII, personally identifiable information, if there are any details mentioned inside that. So I'm going to take that one as well. In PII, we are just trying to call this function, which is recognize PII entities. It's a predefined function, again, part of the Azure AI language service resource. And then we are just trying to pass on the same kind of a documents in that. It's going to identify what kind of personally identifiable entities are there. And we don't know how many entities are there. So again, same way, we're just trying to run a for loop for each entity found in that. And we are going to print it. The logic is very straightforward and simple. So it's not very complex at all. I'm pasting it here, and then if I do tab, this is going to take care of indentation. I'll save this, and then if this is done, it's the time we have to run this application. So let me go back to my terminal. I will do AZ login, which is allowing me to authenticate and grab the token for my authentication. Yes, it's asking me for the same user to log in. I'll continue. My subscription is identified. And if that is done, all I have to do is I have to run this Python file, which is textanalysis.py. If I do this based on the documents which we have passed, is asking me, is showing here review1.txt is actually this one. And then for all this thing, it actually happened. Now see this here. This is important output. For review1.txt, which was the first one, let me scroll up. All 5 documents are actually processed in one shot. For review1.txt, yes, this is the one. It's showing me language detection is English. The entities which are found in that is hotel, staff, which is basically person, this is location, this is address. It's basically identifying all the entities. Also, is there any PII? Yes. Staff is a personal type. The Royal Hotel London, UK is address, the date and time, the Indian, which is a person type, and this email ID, which is basically available here as PII. Same way for this one, review number 2 is detecting this English, entities, PII entities, and all those things. The last one, which is basically review number 5. So after review 4, if I go to review number 5, this is detecting that this is basically French. And then whatever entities and PII entities are mentioned in that is showing me that. It's working fine. You can play with different documents associated with this, and then you can check what kind of text analysis is actually happening in this. This lab is straightforward and simple, and I hope you're able to understand this easy code. That's it from me now. I'll see you in the next lab. Thank you so much.